a competitor, being an athlete comes down to pushing yourself. It's not really about the results or the glamour or the, gold medals. It's more about learning and getting to that next step in terms of your abilities.
There you see the Japan Auto FSR Toyota Supra, and here's the man behind the wheel, Fredric Aasbø. I joke about the car, about it being held together by bubble gum and duct tape and zip tie.
I think winning the world championship would be the ultimate, but my dream always to win the American championship. So that's where my heart lies.
Formula Drift fans, this is the final fight, the final culmination of a long season.
Incredible chase run by Fredric Aasbø, but Gucci out front looking very solid and consistent.
We are potentially seeing the best battle of the night, and we saved the best for last, Ryan. Well, it's official. Fredric Aasbø is our 2015 Formula Drift champion.
I don't know, you tell me. I mean, he's in tears at the finish line at Irwindale, and I think he's the sum of all his totals. And the funny thing is no matter what, if you win the championship, what's next? Cool, you won it. That next day, let's go for 2. You win the second one, let's go for 3. That's it. Like, you don't just stop and give up. Just like if you're defeated, you don't curl into a corner and cry. You just work harder for the next one. So I think there's a target on Fredric Aasbø's back going into this 2016 season because he is the guy to beat. He is the champion. I was afraid, I was sitting by the window looking out, waiting for my dad to come home. I was scared of wars and stuff. I was a nervous little kid, and I've always sort of been an overachiever. Like, I pushed myself really hard in school growing up. Like, I pushed myself to where I was getting worn out and, crying because I felt like I didn't do well enough. I always felt like I wasn't good enough. And up until high school, I was stressed, I was shy. I was trying to make it work and get somewhere.
At first you're like, oh, that guy's pretty out there, like he's pretty confident, and then you get to know him and you're like, oh, I guess he's pretty humble. But I think the reality is, no, he's pretty confident. He's also self-proclaimed humble, so I don't know if that takes some of the humbleness away, but...
So, Steph, you once called this a human experiment, and I think that describes it pretty well.
What's a human experiment?
What we're doing.
I think that's sort of like a life, the way I live my life. It's this constant revolution of ending up 360 back where you were, but higher, or like maybe the circle's bigger, and just keep on, trying to advance and move forward every aspect of life. So the ultimate goal of Fredric is probably to have him as consistent as possible on the track and be able to be 90% and still beat everybody. And that way, you're not making mistakes.
I don't know, I just feel like Steph and I click really well. It's been an awesome 6 years getting to know him, that's for sure. Oh, come on. Yeah, it's the week of Formula Drift Round 1 opening event, downtown Long Beach. It's arguably the Monaco Grand Prix of the United States. You know, the weekend after, it's the IndyCar race, the actual Long Beach Grand Prix. We're lucky enough to get to drive it the week before. It's basically the start of the global drifting season. It's the one you want to win. We won it last year. This year we're facing even stronger competition. Fingers crossed. I can't recall one single time I thought of not chasing this dream of mine. It's a calling, you know? It's more than a dream. It's a call. Can't give up on that. How do I do this? Come on. In terms of giving up on this, I'm actually getting really close to that.
It's really cool. My dad primes me for every round. So he sent me an email the other day, and he's like, I don't really need to tell you much other than this race is exactly the same as your first repeat round back in 2010 and your last race last season. It's the same thing. You know, it's just, how hard can it be?
It'll just be interesting with the rain.
Yeah. It'd be so sad if it's raining. It'll be a shit show, you know, it'll be slow, patchy, a lot of hiccups from all of us.
I guess my fear would be to bring the people that have helped me out so much down, to let them down, basically. I've done that a few times by crashing really hard or, not delivering. At the end of the day, the one you're actually letting down is yourself. So I think that may be the biggest fear, letting myself down.
Drifting is the only motorsport in the world that is based on judgings. In head-to-head battles, the lead driver is supposed to run a specific judging line with as much angle as possible. The lead driver is setting the pace, but the chase driver is supposed to utilize the lead driver as a moving clipping point. Wherever the lead goes, the chase should go too. After 2 runs with each driver leading once, the driver that was the most consistent, most aggressive, and was able to show clear dominance over the other driver will win the matchup.
Motor dive test. Motor dive.
Fredric goes out first run and does well going through the track, and unfortunately we lost a motor. So that led to us having to change an engine during practice. Car's all ready for today and ready for another win.
What was hard before? Getting the funding there, getting a car, even getting to the track is now easy. But what was easy before, like having no pressure, having no one to answer to, all that stuff's harder now. Because now there's indirectly 50 guys that are hoping for me to do my best. And the pressure from all those guys, it's immense. And sometimes I'm feeling that a little bit. So what I'm trying to do is find back to where it's all fun and games, being out there, putting on fun runs, and I think that's when I drive the best.
treningen er der nå?
Jeg har vært der i 3 uker.
Wow.
So people that don't know me at all, they may look at me as a person or, you know, all the sponsors we have, all that stuff, and automatically think that this guy's a douchebag. Looks like a douchebag or whatever, you know, this guy has it all. And then they get to know me, and then a lot of times I've experienced that people have said, you're actually a nice guy. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. Who said I wasn't? And then when they get to know me even deeper, they realize that I have a big ego, you know, I'm really driven in what I do, and then they give me some stick back. So I think there's a shield there, or like a level of trust where I'm not gonna just open up to anyone, but I will be friendly, I will make friends, but to actually be allowed all the way in, it takes a lot of trust. It's almost like I don't want to get too attached to a bunch of people because it just clutters up my mind, you know? Like, I only want to care about a select few and really care about them.
You know, I've never seen Fredric mad. Like, I've never seen him pissed off, so... But I guess some bad sides would be he's lazy. He has his lazy moments. I have to tell him to do things maybe like 20 times before he actually gets up and do it. So he's kind of like a 10-year-old in that sense. It's cute, but it's like, babe, okay, we gotta go. Like, yeah, I'll be there in 5 minutes, an hour later. So, yeah, he's just kind of in his own little world, which is okay. I don't mind that. I can deal with it. But other than that, it's hard to find anything, I guess, bad about him. Fredric, dinner's ready. Of course, the stuff's always on the table.
Ooh. Yummy.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. I'm excited.
So are you just going to stand there and watch me do the dishes, or are you actually going to help me?
Usually they wash themselves, right?
No.
That's what it seems like.
Definitely not.
Oh, okay. What do you want me to do?
Start scrubbing.
That's the worst part.
Yep.
I'm not sure if I know how to do that.
And this is where his excuse generator comes in.
Alright. Where's the scrub? Here?
It's a smiley face.
I'm down to, and I really want to make this our journey. It's always been about me and my journey, but I'm like, I don't know, for some reason now it feels like a bit bigger than that.
Mm-hmm. Are you ready to settle down?
Soon. Is this when we announce we have a baby on our way? No.
No. Not quite yet.
Gotta figure out how to do it first. What nerves? There's no nerves here. The nerves are there, but as the butterflies start showing up in my stomach, I strangle them one by one.
He didn't kill the butterflies in his stomach. He gave me the butterflies to my stomach. So and I take it for him to calm him down. That's fair. It would be pretty cool, like the whole Snapchat thing with the butterflies coming out of your mouth.
Bare-knuckle battle here. Here we go, your reigning champion, Fredric Aasbø, throwing in the Norwegian hammer. Nice out to the touch and go. Matt Microdeck comes up a little bit short there, trying to compromise with that proximity, maintaining great proximity to that of Fredric Aasbø. Doesn't get all the way.
I've seen the more emotional side when he doesn't finish where he wants to finish, or if he made a mistake. But he's never been frustrated or doesn't seem to be nervous going against people. Versus I know that some people that are going against him feel pressure that, oh my God, we're going against the champion, So they tend to push a little bit harder.
Mad Mike Wadette goes hard in that rear clipping zone.
I think winning the championship was much more of a relief than anything else. I've been dreaming about it. I've been working towards it for so many years. Once you accomplish that ultimate life goal, then happened to me is that I felt older in a way, I felt like, all right, so I'm 30 now, won the championship, what's next? And for me, I started looking at other things. Maybe I want to, buy a house eventually, in that time frame I got a new girlfriend, made a lot of personal changes in my life. And then we'll see if I can come back swinging and do it again.
The wing off the back of his car, Genova wheel, GT radial into the door, the Rockstar Fredric TC, who's going to be first place here? The streets of Long Beach. Go. Could be a little closer on that first rear clipping zone. Will Genova get his first ever Formula Drift win here in the streets of Long Beach? And your winner is Chelsea Denofa. Chelsea Denofa in the BC Racing GT Radial BMW is your winner here in Long Beach.
Jumpers. They do kind of the same thing. They have bigger balls than we do because they jump head first 200 meters. But they sit there, they wait, and then they jump. And then, they have one shot as well. It's a matter of really getting to know yourself, being systematic about, when you do well, when you do poorly, why did you do well or why did it not work out, and trying to find a groove and then trying to repeat that. It's as simple as that. So I have my little thing that I do before I go out. I try and visualize the course. I try and know and plan what I'm going to do and then stick to that. And I think the number one thing is to realize that if you screw up, it's not the end of the world. And by actually believing that, you've taken a big load off of your shoulders, and then you're okay no matter what happens.
I was up there trying to hang with them in the first turn, and somehow I forgot the second turn. It's hard, you think it's just, driving a couple turns, but there's so much to it. Wanting it enough. Before I struggled with wanting it too much, now I struggle with not wanting it enough. I really hope I can find the happy medium. Maybe a little bit of my aggression level is lacking. Because I don't want to mess up, but maybe I'm too scared of messing up to where I don't charge hard enough. I think I gotta find back to my rhythm and plan out my runs the way I used to do. Get these fuckers.
Do I get tired? Absolutely. I mean, this is so mentally draining, because you're always thinking about it. You're always trying to find out
how to do well. And so it's a mental exercise that's continuously ongoing, and you know, it drains me a lot, I'm not gonna lie, but at the same time, when that happens and I'm like, I just want to not deal with this right now, then I gotta pinch myself and tell myself that, Fredric, you're the luckiest guy alive, and I am, right? So it's not a big deal. I've never ever thought that I don't want to do this. This is me. This is what I do. I love it. It's a calling. It's my life.